Hi, welcome to Curious Kids Every Day. I'm Josh. How are you doing today? It's so good to hear from you. Hey, have you been to the grocery store lately? What's your favorite thing about going to the grocery store? Does your family go to a few different grocery stores, or do you only shop at one? My family has two or three we like to visit. One we use to get most of the things we need for the month, and the other one we use to get our fruits and veggies when we run out. My kids like visiting this one other grocery store because they give out free cookies. So anytime we have an excuse, we stop in and get a free cookie. Do you have a favorite section of your favorite grocery store? What is your favorite food to pick out? Have you ever wondered where all the food from the grocery store comes from? I mean, just think about all of the food at the store. How do they keep track of everything? How do they keep it all in stock? I was thinking about this question because I got an email from a curious kid named Simon. He wondered, where do groceries come from? When you walk into a grocery store, it might feel like the food just appears out of nowhere, waiting for you to grab it off the shelf, but in reality, it takes a huge system of farmers, factories, trucks, and workers to make sure the food gets from where it's made to your shopping cart. So let's start at the very beginning, where food is grown or made. Fruits and vegetables usually come straight from farms. Farmers plant seeds, grow crops, and then harvest them when they're ready. Those apples you'd like to snack on may have come from an orchard just a few states away, or sometimes even from another country where the weather is better for growing certain fruits. Grains like wheat, corn, and rice also come from farms. These grains might get sent to factories called mills, where they're turned into flour, cereal, bread, and pasta. Dairy foods like milk, cheese, and yogurt start at dairy farms with cows. Farmers milk the cows, and then the milk is quickly cooled, packed into trucks, and taken to processing plants where it gets tested, pasteurized, which means heated to kill potential germs, and bottled. What about meat, fish, and eggs? Chickens lay eggs on farms, and those eggs are collected, cleaned, and packed before heading to stores. Fish might come from fishing boats in the ocean, or from fish farms where people raise them. Yep, there are fish farms. Meat usually comes from ranches or farms, and then it goes through processing plants before being sent to grocery stores. Okay, so that's all the meat and bread and veggies and all that kind of stuff. But what about the stuff that comes in boxes? What about the packaged foods like cookies and chips and cereal and frozen pizza? Those come from food factories. In those factories, machines and workers mix ingredients, bake, cook, or freeze them, and then package them into boxes or bags. Once all that food is ready, it has to travel to the store. Trucks, trains, ships, and even airplanes are used to move food from farms and factories to warehouses and then to grocery stores. Grocery stores get deliveries almost every single day so that they don't run out of the things people need. Workers unload the trucks, check expiration dates, and stock the shelves so everything looks nice and fresh when you come in. Keeping track of all this food is a really big job. Stores use computers and barcodes to know when something is running low. Have you ever scanned an item at the self-checkout? Have your parents ever let you do that? anytime you scan an item to buy it, the computer updates how many items are left in the store. If the number gets low, the system automatically sends an order for more. So when you scanned that box of cereal, you might have been letting the store know it's time to order more. And here's something interesting. Stores often have to plan ahead based on the season. For example, in summer, they stock more watermelon and ice cream. It makes sense, those things taste good when it's hot. But then around holidays, you'll see more turkeys or candy canes. Grocery stores work hard to guess what people will want in the future so that they can keep the shelves full when the people are ready to get those things. So the next time you're in a grocery store, remember, you're seeing the final step of a bunch of steps, the end of a huge journey. Did you know that bananas are the most popular fruit in grocery stores in the United States? On average, each person eats more than 27 pounds of bananas every year. What? That's crazy. All right, let's have a quick quiz. Where do eggs come from before they go to the grocery store? Those come from chickens on farms. What happens when you scan an item at the grocery store and that item is running low? Yep, the grocery store computer tells the store it's time to order more of that item. All right, and do you remember what we just said was the most popular fruit in the United States? The one that people eat 27 pounds of per year? That would be bananas. All right, let's play true or false. True or false? Grocery stores only get deliveries once a month. That is false. They get deliveries all the time. It's the only way that the store can stay stocked. True or false? You can buy a rocket ship at the grocery store. No, you mostly are buying food at the grocery store. True or false? Fruits and veggies usually come from farms. That is true. Would you rather work in the fruit and veggie section of a grocery store or the bakery section of a grocery store? This is a tough call. It would be fun to bake all the bread every morning. I know that the workers there get into the store really early so they can bake things so they're ready when the store opens. But it'd be fun to learn so much about so many different fruits and veggies, which to pick. I'm gonna go with fruits and veggies. Yep, that's my decision. What about you? All right, I'm going to name some things, and you tell me if it's the kind of thing you buy at a grocery store. Talking about that rocket ship that you can't buy at the grocery store inspired me to play this game. What about a loaf of bread? Can you buy that at a grocery store? Yep, you sure can. What about a school bus? No, they don't sell those at the grocery store. What about strawberries? Yes, they sell strawberries at the grocery store. What about a swimming pool? Nope. What about eggs? Yep, you can buy those at the grocery store. What about a computer? Can you buy a computer at the grocery store? Nope. Unless they made a computer that you could eat, then maybe they would start selling those at the grocery store. But until then, I don't think you're going to be able to buy a computer at the grocery store. All right, let's play Name That Thing. I'm going to give you 3 clues, and you tell me when you know what it is. I come from a farm. Okay, that narrows it down a little bit. I'm kept cold so I don't spoil. All right. Last clue. You can pour me into a glass or add me to cereal. Do you think you know what it is? It's milk. All right, here's another one. I start out as wheat that grows in a field. Bakers use me to make sandwiches and toast. You can find me sliced and wrapped in plastic at the grocery store. You think you know what this one is? Yep, it's bread. All right, one more. I grow on trees in orchards. Okay. I can be red, green, or yellow. And people say eating me once a day keeps the doctor away. Ooh, that one's a little tougher. You ever heard that phrase before? The answer is an apple. Have you ever heard that phrase? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. That's kind of just a way of saying, eat healthy foods and you won't get as sick. Grocery stores don't just magically have food. Farmers, factories, trucks, and workers all work together to make sure the shelves are filled every time you visit. What do you think is the most interesting part of a grocery store's food journey? The farming, the factories, or the stocking at the store? Do you think you'll ever work at a grocery store? Maybe. What kind of question do you think we'll ask tomorrow on Curious Kids Every Day? I can't wait to find out. So until then, keep asking questions and stay curious, kids. And for all the grown-ups listening, please visit CuriousKidsEveryday.com to get a free printable with activity ideas that don't involve screens. Those are the best kinds of adventures to have. That's CuriousKidsEveryday.com. See you tomorrow.